thing we're going to do is we are going to turn on the stability controls, so the helicopter is basically flown by a computer. Now, do you see on the right hand side the PPI-800? And back from that we've got the dials and the switches to operate it. And then back from that we've got some blue buttons. Yep, you can see those. Press the left 2 back and forward, and it's bank hold and heading hold, and press the 1X2 to the right of bank hold, which is called pitch hold. See that? Yep. The one in that 4 square, which isn't lit, is altitude hold. Because pretty much when you're flying, you manually control your altitude. If you go into an auto hover, that altitude hold will automatically come on, sort of trying to keep you at the same altitude. You just turn it off and go up and down as you like. So the helicopter might be flying you in the right direction at the right speed you want, and then you pretty much just dial it or collective to go up and down. So it's pretty simple. There's switches next to that. The left one says forward, which is BR, and back, which is RD, and that is your altitude hold mode. So if you decide that you want to put on altitude hold, if it's BR, that's barometric. So what it will do is keep you at the same altitude, like 2,000 feet. Radar will keep you at the same altitude above ground level. So if you're flying over a building, suddenly the radar altitude will try to go up very quickly because it's realised the ground's suddenly becoming a lot closer. And then as you finish going over the building, it will suddenly descend because the ground suddenly dropped away. It's kind of funny. So if you're flying over a city, you're literally like, it's like hitting speed bumps. Yep. Okay, so we'll leave that as it is. You can switch that as you like. The next thing that we want to do, just checking my systems. No, because we don't have any other power being provided right now. So we want to prepare for power being provided. So what should we do first? The first thing we'll do is turn on our avionics. So do you see, the red cut-off lever valves? Do you see them? The red handle to cut off lever that we use to start the engines.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So forward of that you've got switches and buttons. Now that's your targeting system basically. Now the back left one is a big switch, and if you hover over it, it will say K041. That's the targeting navigation power system. Turn that forward so it's on, and you should see that you get a
Test pad.
yeah, test pad. Also, all of your avionics and stuff turn on, which is nice. And we won't worry at this point too much about the targeting system because you'll start for how to fly too much. Okay, so the next thing we're going to turn on is almost the last thing. Is our actually no, let's get the engines up to 100%. So on your keyboard, press page. Do you see the yellow handled levers on the left side? That's the first thing to check.
Yes.
All right. Those are actually throttle, and right now they're at idle. So you can see, well you can't see, but down there it's sitting down at idle. So the engines are literally just turning over, not really doing anything. If you go up. So yeah, you go up twice, press page up on your keyboard twice, that will go up to auto, and that means that the helicopter is basically providing a whole bunch of power, and it will automatically adjust the throttle power to the amount required to keep you flying. So press page up twice, and you'll hear that you're going to basically start moving. What brake is? What's brake? Wheel brake. Oh, W. Yeah, so press Shift W on your keyboard, and you should see the beep start splashing on the axis, and that means that the brake is on. The helicopter, if you push the cyclic forward and you don't have brakes on or anything, you'll actually just start taxiing and you'll just go out of control. So bear that in mind. Yeah, so using the brakes is obviously important. Okay, so now now we have the engines up and running. If you hadn't used ground power, now was the first time that a whole bunch of systems would have basically turned on, like your targeting computer and bits and pieces. Okay, so we're gonna start providing electrical power from the engines. So do you see the electrical control panel where the batteries are? Yep.
Oh yeah, electrical, yeah.
Yep, electric powers. There's two switches there that says AC system generators, LHRH, two switches which are down. So that's really the only two that are down, so it's pretty easy to tell. Switch both of them up.
Done.
Alright, now do you see the two on either side of the battery switches, which are external? You want to switch them off. Yep, sounds good. Now switch the radio selector back using a left click to ground ground to intercom. That's over on the left side by your radio.
Yeah, next to the VHF on the left hand side, turn that off.
Yeah, so you're going to switch it to the very right hand selection of that dial. Is the SPU9 radio communication selector.
I've got this button next to the VHF.
No, you're on the left side of the cockpit, not the right side of the cockpit.
The other left, yeah, on the other left.
Okay, and you see the radio, so you're on 136. Right at that you've got a dial which selects what the radio is, what the microphone's actually connected to.
Radio
Yep.
Yeah.
Put that to ground, which is the right hand ground crew, which is the right hand selection.
Yep, right hand side now.
Yep, microphone switch up on your throttle and press F8 for ground crew. Then ground electric power, F2 for off.
Switch button right hand side, I've done a button on the song stick up, and it's got request taxi runway, request altitude.
Yeah, so let's talk to air traffic control. Press F11 to go back.
Yep.
And then I think it's F8 for ground crew.
F8 ground crew, yep.
Yep, and then ground power, and then off. And the ground power will advise you when it's off.
F3 and F2 off.
Request shutdown ground power. Copy.
6, is that good?
Yep, there you see increased ground power and cruising.
Ground power is now off.
Ground power is now off.
Yep, cool, ground power's now off. Okay, now on that radio selector, switch it back to the left hand side. So we are looking at, so it's pointing at VHF
Yep.
communications. VHF1, I think that's what we're using. Sounds good?
Done.
Okay, so now the good news is if everything is still running, you are basically self-powered. So you can take off at this point and things won't explode. So now that our engines are running, the thing we should have done after turning on our engines was shutting down the APU. So do you know where the start switch is for the engines? There's 3 buttons there. The right hand one says APU shut.